It was a misty morning in London when Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, seated in their cozy Baker Street apartment, were met by a frantic visitor. The young woman introduced herself as Helen Stoner, and her trembling hands and pale face revealed the depth of her distress. She had come to Holmes, fearing for her life, and spoke of an ominous tragedy that had struck her family. Helen began to recount the eerie circumstances surrounding her twin sister Julia's death 2 years prior. The sisters had been living under the care of their stepfather, Dr. Grimesby Roylott, a man with a fearsome temper. Roylott had once lived in India, acquiring exotic tastes and animals, including a cheetah and baboon that roamed the grounds of his decaying manor. Helen described how Julia, just days before her wedding, had confided in her about strange occurrences in the house. On the night Julia died, Helen was awoken by her sister's terrified screams. She rushed to her room only to find Julia collapsed, gasping for breath and muttering her final, cryptic words. It was the Speckled Band. Julia died shortly thereafter, and the cause of her death remained a baffling mystery. Now, Helen found herself in Julia's old bedroom, forced by her stepfather to move into it as she prepared for her own wedding. She noted unsettling similarities. The same strange sounds at night, and an unshakable sense that she was being watched. Unable to bear the mounting fear, Helen turned to Sherlock Holmes. Holmes agreed to visit the manor and investigate. Upon arriving at the grim estate, Holmes and Watson were greeted by the unsettling sight of Roylott's wild animals prowling the grounds. Inside, the house revealed its dark secrets. Julia's room contained curious features: a bed fixed to the floor, a bell pull that was not functional, and a small vent that connected the room to Roylott's chamber next door. Holmes examined these clues with his keen eye, and his suspicions began to form. That night, Helen was sent to sleep in a different room for her safety, while Holmes and Watson concealed themselves in Julia's bedroom to observe. The atmosphere was thick with tension, as the manor's unsettling silence was broken only by faint sounds: the rustling of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and the occasional creak of the house settling. At midnight, a soft hissing sound emanated from the vent. Holmes instantly sprang into action, using his cane to strike at something slithering through the opening. There was a commotion, followed by a chilling hiss, and then silence. Holmes revealed that the Speckled Band was, in fact, a venomous snake, a deadly Indian swamp adder, one of the most dangerous serpents in the world. Roylott had trained the snake to crawl through the vent and down the bell, pull to attack whoever was sleeping in Julia's bed. The motive was clear: greed. Roylott aimed to prevent his stepdaughters from marrying, so that he could retain control of their inheritance. In an ironic twist of fate, the snake, startled by Holmes' intervention, returned to Roylott's room, where it fatally bit its master. The next morning, the police confirmed Roylott's death, and Holmes explained the chilling details of his deduction to Helen. Though the case was solved, Holmes was reflective, pondering the tragic extent to which greed had corrupted Roylott's soul.